what are the type of beam system, the functions of a beam system, and also how to draw Revit, how to draw a beam system in Revit. So this is the tutorials we have for you. So without wasting much time, let's move into what is the definition of a beam system before we come into Revit. Welcome to the master class of Revit tutorials on Infinity Board Consult. We provide tutorials from zero to hero. So guys, on today's tutorials, we are going to learn about what is beam system and also what are the type of beam system, the functions of a beam system, and also how to draw Revit, how to draw a beam system in Revit. So this is the tutorials we have for you. So without wasting much time, let's move into what is the definition of a beam system before we come into Revit. So beam system, as to my research, beam system provides what? A quick method of framing an area of a structure that requires additional support. So the definition of a beam system is what? To provide a quick method for framing an area of a structure that requires an additional support. So a beam system, to their definitions, provide what? A framing structure that also has to be supported. So we have an image here in which we are going to watch how the beam system is. So you can see we have the primary beam in a green color, we have the secondary beam in a brown color, we also have the slab on it, and these columns are the support as the definition says. So we move on to what? The types of a beam system. So the type of a beam system, the most common types of a beam system include what? An overhang. We also have the fixed type of beam system, we have the trusses beam system, we have a continuous beam system, and also a simply supported beam system. We also have a concrete beam system. So these are the type of beam system in which we have. So we move on to the functions of a beam system. So what is the main function of a beam system? So let's see what are the functions of a beam system. So the primary function of a beam system is to carry a vertical gravitational forces. So the primary function of a beam is to carry a gravitational force. So I have an image here in which I'm going to show you. So this is like the gravitational load in which the definition is talking about, which is carrying a vertical load, vertical forces on the beam. So these are the vertical forces which transfer the load into the beams along the four-side area, and also it transfers the load from the beams to the columns vertically here, as you can see. So let's move into Revit and see how we can draw a beam system in Revit. So I'm going to open our learning template in which you can see from here. So I just have to open it here. Okay, so guys, welcome to the user interface of Revit. You know what we normally do in the user interface is to work within this cardinal points, these four corners of the working area. So our main purpose today is to draw a beam system. So before we can draw a beam system, we know, as the definition says, we have to provide a support. So we are going to provide some columns. So from then we can place in our beam system. So I'll come to the structure tab and locate my column tab. So I don't have any column because it's a new template. So I'm going to load in a column into my Revit file, which I'll come to the structure column here. Because we are working with a steel one, I'm going to also load in a steel column. So I'm going to use the universal beam column and do open from here. I'll also like to choose maybe any of the size for now, because this is just a tutorial for you. But in case you are a structural engineer, you know what you have to do. You have to design and know what you have to. But this tutorial is to show you how to draw a beam system and also provide the support. So after loading my steel column inside, the next thing I have to do is to check my levels, if I have the right level. So I have these levels inside, in which I think I have to delete some of them. So I'm deleting the second floor and the roof floor from here. So we are going to place our columns on the ground floor to a first floor, then we will draw our beam system on the first floor. So I'll come to my ground floor area, just go back to my column section or my column elements, then start to place in my column like that. Okay, so let me do undo. Before you place your column, you have to tell Revit that you don't want a depth, but you want a height, and you also have to specify the height in which you want to go. So I've specified the height in which I want to go, which is the first floor. So I'll just click on FF, then start to place in my column. So I'm going to place undo. Okay, so I just want to space it out. So these are my support. So I can come to my 3D also and check. So let me change the graphic display here. So the background, I'm going to change it from sky to none. So these are the supporting which I've created here. So this is my ground floor plan, and I can also change here to see the view settings. Okay, so as we've placed in our columns as a support, we now try towards placing our beam system in Revit. So I'll come to my beam system, but before I place in my beam system, I have to come to beam and also search for the beam type in which I want. So all the beams members here are timber members. So I have to come to load and also go back to the metric and search for structure framing, and I'll look for a steel. So what type of beam system do I want to create? Is it a hollow section, or so if it's a square hollow section, I just have to do open from here. And also I would like to choose the size in which I want, or the type in which I want. So when we went are the families, and these are the types, and under the types we have different type of the sizes here, you can see. So I'm going to choose the 90 by 90 by 6 SHS, which is a hollow section, the square hollow section. and I'll do OK from here. So you can see these are the hollow section we just inserted. So from then I can now come to my beam system here and clicking on the beam system. I have some properties here. So first of all, I'm going to change the dimension lumbar to 90 by 90 beam system from here, and also I can change the spacing from here. So I can decide to do 1050. It depends on the spacing in which you have to provide. So after then, I'll come to the drawing area with the tools. We have various tools which can help us to draw our beam system. But to work in a quicker way, I'm going to use the rectangular tool, in which I will come some around here and draw around like this. So I just have to do some outline. Then I'll do finish here. So this is how the beam system works. So if you don't need maybe the tags on it, you can just select or you filter, then you tell Revit that you want only the tags, then you just click on delete. So this is a one way, this is the horizontal way of drawing the beam system. You can also check it out in your 3D. So you realize that the beam system in which we draw was in the ground floor, and we said that we are going to draw it in the first floor. So I'll come back here. So with the view area, I just have to come to the structure plan, then search for my floor, first floor, so that I can get the first floor here. So I'll go back here and tell the working plane is what? Ground floor, right? So either you can do it in the two ways, either you delete it and draw it again, or you can come to the elevation area, then you know the size or the height of where your beam system, which is 3150. So I'm going to select my beam system like this, and at the elevation from level, I'll just do 3150. So it sends my beam system to the first floor. So when I come to the first floor area, I can see my beam system. You can also change to see it in what, like this. So we are going to find a way to draw the vertical beam system. So I'm just going to select the beam system. We have so many ways of doing it. You can either go back to the beam system and also change something here, but I'm going to show you a simple way to draw a beam system vertically. So I'll just select the one that I just draw and come to the clipboard area and copy. I'll come to paste and do what? Align to the same place. So from here I just have to click. So it tells me that there are identical instances in the same plane. This results in double counting in the schedules. So without clicking anything, I just have to come to edit boundary. From the edit boundary, we are going to change what? This is the beam direction. If it tells us that the beam should go horizontally, so we are going to change the beam direction from here to a vertical side. So after that, I just have to just click on OK for here. Then you can see we have the beam system in here like that. We can also provide, let's see, go back to the first floor plan try to create an image as what we saw. So I'm just going to draw a floor on top of it like that. Come back to my 3D. So this is how it is. So I can also increase my thickness or the height of my floor so that the floor will be on top of the beam system. So guys, this is how to draw a beam system. We first of all explain what is a beam system, and we find out the types of beam system according to my research, and also the functions of what a beam system, in which they said the main primary function of a beam system is to carry a vertical gravitational force. Okay, so from then we learned about how to draw a beam system in Revit. So guys, thanks for being with us. If you are not part of the family, kindly hit on the subscription channel so that you subscribe and get notified anytime we release a video. We have a lot of videos in the description, so kindly check it out and share our video. Thank you. Bye. Shalom.